meeting shall come to order at 7 o'clock. This doesn't sound like it's working very well, so thank you. You can't hear? I'm going to try. Good evening, everyone. July 16th, and our meeting is called to order at 7 o'clock. We have our Human Services Director who will lead us in the invocation. If you would like to stand and join us, please. Councilman Jackson is a little under the weather today, so I'm going to try to do my best with this.
I'm going to use the words of St. Teresa of Avila. Her prayer is, Christ has no body but yours, no hands, no feet on earth but yours. Yours are the eyes through which his compassion looks out upon the world. Yours are the feet with which he walks to do good. Yours are the hands with which he blesses all the world. Lord, let us remember that life is not about waiting for the storm to pass. It's about learning to dance in the rain.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Adams. Jones. Here. Safrati.
Here.
Jackson.
Excused.
Brownlee.
Here.
Jojansky.
Here.
Agee. Here. Albers.
Here. There is no addendum this evening, nor are there any minutes. Are there any communications?
Yes, Madam Chair, from Mayor Jeffrey A. Lansky, the Mayor's Court report for the month of June 2014.
There are no council committee reports at this time either, but department reports. I would like to begin with the Fire Department Chief Drsek.
Thank you, Madam President. On June 22nd, we assisted the Bedford Fire Department at 132 Woodrow at 1:05 in the morning with a large house fire where we ended up having to rescue some people off the roofs. We transported them to Bedford Hospital, and there was one firefighter hurt from Bedford on that fire. On July 4th, we had a garage fire at 5175 Cato. Did about $5,000 worth of damage, and that cause is undetermined. Due to our fiscal crisis, the mayor ordered that we had to drop our staffing to 6. So that meant that when our staffing is below, when it is at 6, we're going to be closing Station 2. And that happened Sunday, July 6th. It'll run probably most of July, August. In September, you'll see the station start to open up when we have staffing of 7 or more. I feel this is the best way to continue to cover the 4,800 calls that we have. We're still providing 2 rescue squads and 1 engine. We are monitoring the response times. Since we've done this, the response to Station 2 side is anywhere from 4 minutes to 7.5 minutes. It is with a heavy heart that I announce that this will be my last council meeting, as I am retiring as of August 1st for health reasons. I am eternally grateful to this city for the career that I had with this department. I just hope I made a difference. End of report.
Thank you, Chief. The Law Department, Mr. Montello.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. No formal report, but I wish Chief Drsek good luck and good health in his retirement. And I was on vacation last week, and I wish I could say I missed y'all. No, teasing, but hey, I did really miss y'all. But anyway, it's good to be back. Thanks.
Madam Chair, I'm going to be out of order, but John.
Mr.
Mr. Halen. Police Department reports, Chief Drsek.
Thank you, Madam President. The month of June, the Police Department responded to 2,171 calls for service. It brings us to a total of 12,975 through July 15th. In terms of major cases, for those of you who watch the news, we had a homicide on Watson. On June 25th, a suspect was arrested and charged in that case, pending now Cuyahoga County Police Court. Yesterday, Detective Al Henderson also received an award from the Silver and Gold Society for his work on a cold case homicide from back in 1989, the homicide of Armand Earl. He received an award for his work in that for successfully bringing that case to a conclusion as well. Departments made an arrest on the west side today for the new residents over there of a burglary. We believe that there will be a number of burglaries on that side of town that will be linked to this individual, and we continue to work in that way to solve those crimes. And lastly, something probably everybody's interested in, the traffic cameras that have been in the news and that we're bringing in. Those will be going live next week. They're located on Warrensville Center Road, near Dollar Bank and Renee's Dance Studio, and on Broadway, near South Boulevard, where the mobile yard is, and another one down by the VFW. So just caution all residents, please observe the posted speed limits. End of report.
Thank you, Chief. Human Services Department, Mrs. Vopat.
Thank you, Madam President. A reminder to all the residents, we've rescheduled the shredding day for the city. It's going to be this Saturday, the 19th of July, from 9 until 12 at Stafford Park. And we've confirmed the date, and like I told you at the last meeting, if the truck doesn't show up, I'll be there with scissors. Secondly, I was fortunate to find out about a grant from the Cleveland Clinic hospitals, the local hospitals, and I was able to apply for a community initiative grant from Mary Mountain South Point, and I'm pleased to announce that I sent over yesterday the check for $5,000 to the finance department for the general running of the human services department. Lastly, well, second last, because he's leaving, he'll be last, but second last, I wanted to thank all of the donors and sponsors who helped make the fundraiser for the Human Services Department that included the Senior Center and the Food Pantry on June 22nd, the huge success that it was. For all the directors and chiefs that helped make it a success, certainly to Mayor Lansky and his wife Mary, who I put to work all day, and she worked all day that we were there, to Councilman Adams and his wife Patrice, to Councilwoman Jones, to Kathy Unger, who took care of the raffles, to Jackie Albers, and to Richard Charjansky and Wena Agee. We thank them for all of their support. They were instrumental in making it a success. Certainly to Mr. Chicken, who donated all the food, to St. Andrew's Eastern Orthodox Church, and to our $4,000 donors, and that was the Dominion Foundation, the son of former Mayor Emil Lissy, Bob Lissy, the staff and the patrons of Chris's Family Restaurant, who sold tickets for us and brought in around $1,500 $1,500. Would have been nice, but $15,000. $100. So we were very pleased to have them, and all of the rest of the people who donated I can't go through the whole list. I could, and I would love to, but there are copies of the donors here if you would like to see the generosity of people who we serve, of their families and their friends. We thank them very much, and the donations are still coming in. So I'm pleased to announce that to date, the amount that we have received is $24,526. I I appreciate all your help, whether your donation was small or large. It helped to get us to that total, and we were very happy to have that done because the day after the fundraiser was on Sunday, and on Monday, everything, our elevators broke, some pumps in the basement, they flooded and they went out. We had an electrical repair that needed to be done, and now an elevator repair. So the money will come in very handy. It was fortunate that we had that fundraiser to cover all those things. So again, thank you from the bottom of my heart and all of the people that we serve in the community. And lastly, our best to Chief Drsek for all of his time and effort that he's put in all the years of service to Maple Heights. If he thinks he's going to get out of volunteering for anything that I have, he just needs to call the former chief because they're on my speed dial when I need them. So thanks, Chief. Thanks very much. Thank you all. End of report.
Thank you. Chief wants to have a second word, not the last word, but a second word.
I forgot my typed out council report at the office, so I just remembered. I'd be remiss to not say that firefighter Kenneth Schultz retired on July 3rd with 32 years of service.
Thank you. Moving on to our finance department, Ms. Kroll.
Good evening. The finance department's been very busy this summer, the last few months during my 6-month tenure with the city. I would first like to say congratulations and best wishes to Chief Drsek, who has been a great support and help to me in my role the last 6 months. Also, as you all know, we're under the fiscal watch, and so the council, the mayor, and the directors and myself are busy working on a plan that's due to the state by August the 8th. So you will probably hear more about that, but it's a very comprehensive plan, and it takes all of our thoughts and energy and cooperation to put that together. So that's basically what we've been involved in. We have 3 audits going on and the plan, so we're quite busy with just keeping up with all of that. Thank you. End report.
Thank you. We now have space for the citizens' residents' comments. If you'd like to step up to the podium with a name and address, and remember that you have 3 minutes.
Bob Hayden, 16226 Maplewood Court. What I'm about to say is going to hurt some people in the city. They are enemies of the city. Most of the people that turned out the previous 2 levies. Now the 3rd insult to this city. Probably the same people are signing the petitions to ban traffic lights. I call them subversive, a detriment to this city. They made enemies of this popular city by turning down the both levies and now putting our backs against the wall, and this red light cameras are going to try to help unless these subversives succeed, and I hope to hell they do not. Sorry about the language, but it's making me furious. The people that are subversive that turned down the levies and are now signing a ban against this, and that's against the city. That's against this group of people that are hardworking, trying to put this budget in place without the people's support. We had subversives during World War II against the country. Now we have subversives here in this city. I've been here roughly 20 years. I love this city, and I don't want to see it fall apart. Through a handful of wicked people, I consider wicked, because they're in God we trust. They're turning God against us. No, they aren't. They're turning God against themselves. Now, if you feel guilty about it, good. you suffer the wrath of God. Thank you.
Good evening, Gerald Arnold, 20709 Bowling Green Road. Got a couple of comments. First one is, I don't think that we've had good notice that the council has had special meetings. I know there have been a good series of them, and I've not said, the notice given might be legal, it might meet the legal definition, but in terms of transparency, really not sufficient, like to find out the same day, an hour before that there's going to be a special meeting. I don't think that's good notice. And at those special meetings, if there wasn't, and I wasn't here, but if there wasn't a period where the citizens could have an opportunity to comment on some of the legislation that went through, I'm just wondering, when does council want to hear the residents' input? At what point? Because all the legislation that was passed, or is still in process, it's already passed. So again, the citizens didn't have an opportunity to let the council know what they were thinking about the legislation that went through. So special meetings are necessary. I understand that. I get that. But it'd be nice to have enough notice that people could participate. And I don't know how many people came, but it was really not that way. The lack of a newspaper, I fully understand that. This makes it hard to get notice out. But we maybe just have to try to do something different to get notice out. I don't know. I do know that at the one meeting there was a vote for the solid waste fund, and there was a vote to keep the solid waste fund. I'm just a little curious. There was a balance. There's a surplus in the solid waste fund. At least that's what I've heard. If that is true, then that money originated from the residents. So that means at some point in time, if the money in the fund exceeded the expenses of the fund, that means at some point we must have been overcharged for garbage pickup. Okay? Or else where would the surplus have come from? So, or did the collection was really great? I'm not sure exactly, but if we were overcharged, and then I know that there was a urgency of some kind to say we need to transfer this money to another fund. I would think that if it was put in that fund for rubbish pickup, which is what we were told when the money went in, that's what we paid it for. If you didn't use it for rubbish pickup, it shouldn't be used for anything else. So I think if it's in the solid waste fund, it should stay in there, and we should use that to either lower the cost or lower the cost of garbage pickup, or even bring back the recycling that was cut. Apparently that we had money to do, and otherwise the fund would be in a deficit. So that, again, that's probably assuming that all the bills to the waste collection company have been satisfied. My time up?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
I live at 18408 Waterbury.
Speak into the mic.
18408 Waterbury Avenue. Tina Peterson.
18408?
Yes, ma'am.
Waterbury, okay.
The comment that I have is approximately 2 weeks ago on a Saturday night, we had come home from being gone all day long. I come home and there was I want to say maybe a 2 to 3 car pickup flatbed blocking 2 driveways in front of my home, my driveway, and my neighbor's. I called the police out. It happened to be 2 officers I don't recognize. I didn't get their names, didn't ask. When they came, I asked them, is this car parked legally? Is this truck parked legally? Nope. When he comes out, I'm going to cite him. Issues, obviously he's blocking driveways, and the guy came out from across the street. And the guy comes out, and the officers just let him go. No problem whatsoever, just let him get in his truck, told him, don't do it again. Well, about a week ago, I came home from work, my husband and I, and he came down the street first, I came down the street last. There was a Penske yellow box truck blocking Waterbury Avenue completely, all the way across, doing a repossession. Again, the officers came out. I was threatened in my own driveway. The kids, they were kids to me, but they were, I guess they were grown men doing this repo of a motorcycle, came in my driveway, threatened me to my face and my husband to his face. Your officers, let them go with the warning. I had my kids, my grandson in my yard that heard all this, and I don't appreciate it. I expect more out of officers than that. When I come home and I can't get in my driveway, and then I come down and people are having to drive on tree lawns to get by a truck, and he told the officers, oh, we have authority to block the streets. Someone needs to have a talk with your officers.
Good evening. My name is Frank Artino. I reside at 1256 East 331st Street in the sunny city of Eastlake, Ohio.
126 East what?
1256 East 331.
Okay, thank you.
I came here for three reasons. First of all, I want to wish Chief best of luck and good health. Not only was he was on the coast department when I was here in the city. I lived in the city for just short of about 55 years. I was on city council, District 3, for 16 years. And for the majority of that was council president pro tem. And I learned well, but I thank you for all the help that you've given me through the years. Secondly, I'd like to congratulate Mrs. Vopat on the wonderful and successful fundraiser that we had this past month. I saw several of the council representatives there, but I also did not see some. I know that some were working, and I don't know what the other ones were doing. I've also been to parties in the park and other events here for the city since I've left here, and I've seen some, but I don't see all. I mean, we have a commitment, other than meeting here twice a month and on various council meetings. Believe me, I've been there and done that, and was always around. Still today, quite interestingly enough, is that I'm still receiving some phone calls. And so what I do is I forward them on to the proper partners. And, you know, I don't know why they continue to call me, but some of the residents do. Thirdly, I just have a question, or maybe a concern with the Maple Heights News.org and the cameras. What is this all about? Can somebody answer that for me?
It's not a camera.
Okay, it's not a camera?
It's not ours.
Okay, I see. All right. I viewed that. I had the opportunity to view several of the sessions. And not only did I find them negative, I found some half-truths and some. So before things are being taped and displayed for all to see, please make sure that you're accurate, direct, and honest. Thank you. Have a good evening.
Mr. Halen, thank you. Do we have anyone else? Okay. Moving on to the legislation.
Resolution number 2014-59, a resolution repealing ordinance number 2014-44, removing the charter amendment from the November 4th, 2014 election, which would decrease the income tax credit for working Maple Heights residents from 100% to 50% and declaring an emergency.
This ordinance is on its third reading. There's been previous discussion on this legislation in the previous two meetings that we have had. May I have a motion for adoption? Call the roll for adoption, please.
Brownlee.
Present.
Turjansky.
Yes.
Agee.
Yes.
Adams. Jones.
Yes.
Safari.
Yes.
Passed by the vote, 5 yes, 1 present. That's it.
2014-60, which is showing on the information you have in your hands, is going to be tabled while we gather more information, and this will be at our Tuesday meeting. Expenditures over $1,000, if you'd like to look at that, from 2014-62 to 2014-70. With a total of $33,863.70. Do we have any questions?
Madam Chair.
Yes, Mr. Brownlee?
I noticed that the one column remains blank, available budget. I'm not sure how I can exercise my duty of ensuring that expenditures are within appropriations if there's no estimate of whether this is coming from funds available or not. So therefore, until that column is filled in by the finance director, I see having no ability to exercise my duties and be able to vote yes on these expenditures.
Would you like to comment on that or anything? No. Okay, all right. May I have a motion to pass the expenditures, please? A second.
Second.
Thank you. Call the roll.
Brownlee.
No.
Turjansky.
Yes.
Agee.
No.
Adams. Jones.
Yes.
Safari.
Present.
3 yes, 2 no, 1 present. Passed 7 yes.